action.
Hi, my name's Lauren Michelle McGarry, and my business is called Red Horse Equine Arts. And this is a young reiner of mine called Touch of Flame, or Axel, as we know him around the barn. And Axel hasn't been ridden since sometime in maybe last September of 2010. And he's very green broke. He learned walk, trot, canter, and to back, and a little bit of a turnaround. We started on his spins a little bit, and so he hasn't been ridden this whole season. And I wanted to give you an example of how you would start your first ride when you come through the winter without riding, or if you get your horse back from the trainer's green broke, what some of the things are that you'd want to do for safety, and also just to refresh his brain before you go on to maybe more complicated things. So the first thing that I do after putting the reins up is, always check to make sure my saddle's tight enough. But I want to make sure that Axel remembers how to give to the rein, and then he'll bend his nose around when I pull, and then of course I want to automatically release that rein. Let me move him back around so you can see that a little better. But if I pull, in little tugs he should always give, and then I give back to him. And I'm also going to make sure that he'll move off with his back end from the pressure of my hand. And then I'll try it from this direction too. And this side, of course, this right side is always a little tougher for a lot of horses. And always making sure that you give. A lot of people forget that, and then they end up with a little trouble, especially with the youngsters that aren't as patient, and they get confused. And I want to make sure that he'll move his back end around. So he's kind of passed my test there. Normally what I would do is I would then take my reins, make sure they're even, and the saddle's even, and I would stick them up through here. And depending on your horse and what they're used to, how they were trained, as far as how loose you should make the reins for him. He's used to having a lot of rein, and he doesn't play with his front feet much, reaching out or anything when I would lunge him or work him in the round pen. So I go ahead and give him a good amount. Some horses you would have to worry, be cautious that they don't reach out with their front leg while they're playing and get leg stuck in the rein and break the rein. So from here I go ahead and work him in the round pen. And then after he's done with that, after I work on both the walk, trot, canter in both directions, make sure that he's responding to whoa and to my body language. And it also gives us some time to build a little bit of a relationship up again, make sure he's paying attention to me. I can make sure that I'm giving the right signals and stuff. Then that would be a good time. You don't have to go for a long time. It's just there to use as a tool to check and see if he remembers and if you're ready to get on and ride also. So when I'll go ahead and send him off once. Oh, there he is. My horses, I expect them to pretty much go by just a hand. In my body language, I don't really use a lot of lunge lines or whips or anything like that. Not that I won't get one if they're really lazy. Now, I didn't ask them to canter. I'm not going to punish them for it, but I'm going to back off a little bit and I'm going to ask them to trot. Trot. Good boy. Good boy. Now he wasn't sure if that meant, can I quit, since I know he wants the canter, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of that and reinforce it with the hissing sound. And now I'm going to just have him do a roll back. Good boy. And trot. So that's good. He's listening to my words and to my body language. Whoa. 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 Okay, so there, he didn't really give me the kind of whoa that I want. When I say whoa, I want him to stop right away. But being that I can tell his energy level right now is really up. He would like to run and buck a lot, but he knows that when I'm out here, that's not the time to run and buck. When he's out here alone or with a buddy or something, then he can play. So lunging or using the round pen isn't a time for him to just be goofy. It's to pay attention and to basically converse with me. So if he's running and bucking, we're not conversing. He's having his own little conversation. So, but he did stop and he came into me, and I'm comfortable with getting on. And with all horses, I want to make sure that they're kind of squared up with their legs so that they're balanced for me getting on. And with the young ones, I don't want to pull their head around too much. Some people pull them around really far, but that throws them off balance. I just want to make sure that if I need to, my rein's short enough that I can pull him around when I'm getting on, in case he were to jump forward or something scared him, that he's going to loop around me instead of go straight off. Whoa. Good boy. And then always with a green horse, you got to remember that they might still have that fear of seeing someone on their right side for the first time up above them. Make sure, that's why I was patting him, to make sure that he's okay with that before I reach down and put my leg in. So he's passed the test so far. And when I get on, I always sit for a minute or two so that they know whoa, and getting on is not the time to go walking off. And I just let him hang out, and I kind of check in, make sure I'm like relaxed, I know what I want to do, I kind of have a plan, and I just see how they are. And if I need to, if something starts to maybe get their attention a little more than I want, then I'll just touch the rein and remind them that I'm up here, don't forget. Probably go ahead and stop there.